this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for August 7th, which is Friday. And wow, guys, I have a lot to talk about with you. So today we have a major energy shift, and when the energy shifts, especially if it's a major one of our personal planets, I like to do the reading based on that energy shift for that day, because anytime the energy shifts, we kind of feel like we're driving in a car and we're driving a stick shift, and we go from and we're shifting gears. I mean, that is the way that I see energy in energy shifts. And so today, one of our major energy shifts that we're going to have is Mercury moves into Virgo. Now, I personally love this energy. I think it's a fabulous energy. When Mercury goes into Virgo, it's in its home location. So anytime that an energy is home, it's comfortable, it's easy, it flows effortlessly. And so you're just going to find that, I don't know, maybe you're going to get inspired to make some day-to-day routines that are healthy, and you're going to want to talk about them and you're going to want to explore them. It's a great time if you guys are interested in getting some therapy, that this is an ideal time. You know, timing is everything in astrology, and I don't emphasize this enough for you guys. And you want to ignite changes, or you want to do things, or you want to pursue specific things at specific times. And so for you, if you were to sign up for school, this is a great time. If you were to want to communicate about altering your life in day-to-day routines that really can add some significant value to your life, great time for it. If you want to sign up and get a package for a gym membership, great time for it. It's a good idea to evaluate your day-to-day routines and sit around and say, okay, you know, this is what's not working and this is what is, and you're going to receive some very, very beneficial communication from others that will get you on the right track if you have kind of lost your way in something. And it doesn't mean that you've lost your way in something. It could just mean that for some of you, you need to take a look at your work routines. You know, are they efficient, organized? If they're not, it's a great time to get some input from others and say, okay, these are the areas that I wish to excel in. Maybe I'm not as organized as I want to be. And it's almost going to be like the universe brings something into your life that has that need that you need to fill. And so really pay attention to the relationships that manifest from this and come into your life, because they probably have some significant value to give you. Now, on this day, sorry, it's a little windy out here. My papers are blowing around. On this day, I want to talk about some energies, because we have a lot of energy buzzing around. And this entire week is just nothing but, you know what it is? If you like to be caught in a spin cycle in life, if you like that whirlwind, for me, I would love for my life to be chasing tornadoes. Okay, I know I'm psychotic, but one of my favorite movies is Twister, because it's so extreme. I want to chase the extreme. I have Uranus in my 5th house, and anytime you have Uranus in your 5th house, anything you creative want to do, or anything that you want to, anytime romance, I like it spicy, I like it whirlwindy, I like it unpredictable. So of course I'm drawn to unpredictable weather changes, and so of course I want to be a tornado chaser, or I want to be in the middle of a hurricane and I want to live through it, and I want it to be romantic and you cuddle together, and I have this whole movie scenario in my head, probably never gonna happen, but it's on my bucket list to live through. And snuggle in a bathtub and have the forces of nature whirling all around me. I mean, it's just, I know I'm crazy. I have issues. I tell you, there's a reason I'm single. So today we're getting a lot of that swirling, just unpredictable energy. And for some of you, that is unsettling. For people like me, that's a high. That's like delish. So I think you just have to open up your perspective of how you look at energy and how you look at things that come into your life that you can't quite, if you are a control freak, let's say, you are going to lose it in this energy. This energy is not going to appeal to you. But if you're like me, I don't like to be in control of anything. I like to experience a situation and to let it fill me up and control my experience. I want to experience it. And so I want to talk about today's energy, and I want you to keep in mind what I just said. It's unpredictable. It's unsettling. It's new. It's fascinating. Guys, if we just sat in the same old energy day after day, week after week, month after month, we might as well just freaking die. Like, there's no reason to live in energy that we experience all the time. I constantly want to experience something new. That's living. That's being alive in the human experience. So we have Mercury in Virgo, we have Jupiter in Leo, and we have Venus in Leo, squaring off with the Moon in Taurus and squaring off with Saturn in Scorpio. So let's talk about this difficult energy, because I have lovely energy to talk about. So let's just get the bad stuff out of the way first, and then we're going to talk about all the exhilarating energy that I actually feel on this day. So for some of you, you're trying to really feel alive again. You're trying to have something strike that childlike enthusiasm in you. This can be very difficult if Saturn is still wanting to pull you back a little bit. Now, I want to tell you that Saturn is direct. So we're not talking about being pulled back in our past, but we are talking about karmic issues, right? I don't think we're so much going back into our past of that 2012, 2014 experience anymore. We're passing those lessons. I think we got our butts handed to us. If anything came up during that time, we've already learned it, and we know what we needed to do, and it was thrown in our face, and we've revisited it. But there was a bigger picture than revisiting those old past experiences, especially in love and romance and opportunities that we missed out on. Okay, yes, we are through that. But the beauty of being shown that again, our weaknesses, our vulnerabilities, our lost opportunities, our lost loves, what our part was in all of that, and humbling us down, is so that we can change it. And I'm saying that because in the days ahead, we're going to have some mutable energy coming in. So it's almost like the universe is wanting us to take a look at our fixed energy sources, how we are fixed in specific detrimental patterns, and then so that we can not be fixed anymore in those patterns, we can move forward from those patterns and manifest from them. Saturn didn't come in here to torture us and make us pay for everything we've ever done karmically. What Saturn did was say, you did these things, you owe this person an apology, you need to make amends to what you did, and then we need to let it go. We need to love, and we need to love ourselves after being shown these intense situations. So yes, 2012 and 2014 was difficult, and I think that's why we're feeling this square still, because we have fresh wounds from being shown these things again. And I think mostly the people that are going to be experiencing these squares today, and it's not going to be everybody, because you know what? Not everybody had a lot come up from 2012 to 2014 that they didn't figure out. But the people that kind of got sideswiped by these energies or got a reality check from these energies the last few weeks, they have a lot to learn about my part, you know what? You can blame everybody you want to about your life. And that's a great strategy. That's a great strategy to stay exactly in the dysfunction that you are as a human being. But if you're like me, I refuse to not evolve. I refuse not to be accountable for some of the situations that I cause people. Then, you know what? I look at those as teaching tools, as learning tools. And I'm not saying that it is not difficult for you to be faced with those reality checks. They're brutal, they're heartbreaking. I have a personal feeling for this because I just experienced it. Am I angry about my experience? No. Do I feel foolish that I did what I did? No, I don't. I follow my heart. I think my heart is beautiful. And if it can love and forgive and forgive and forgive the unforgivable, then I think that's a gorgeous and beautiful quality. However, there is a boundary issue that I don't have, and that needs to be evaluated. And after I've evaluated it, then it needs to be modified, right? So when Saturn goes direct after showing you these parts of you that need to be modified, right? It's a matter of setting routines that allow a healthy modification to start in your lifestyle, in your choices, in your regimens, in who you pick as a partner, and how you love and why you even love. And if there's something in you that was lacking from childhood, it's important to know, oh yeah, you know, I love the unlovable. Why do I love the unlovable? Is it because I'm unlovable in some way? Is it because I felt unlovable and so therefore I want to love the unloved because I felt that way when I was a child? These are all important things that Saturn is stirring right now. They're not good feelings, but there's positive energy flowing from every one of these days coming up that I feel is stimulating and is asking you to change these difficult aspects about yourself and is encouraging you to go to the next level in your life. But you have to be open. You have to take a look. You have to stop blaming everybody else for who you are and why your life is where it is and why you are not successful in it. And then you have to make the changes yourself to ask for something better. So, yes, the moon in Taurus is very sensitive, and we have Saturn in Scorpio. We're talking about a lot of very intense internal work. We're talking about valuing ourselves enough to make these changes, okay? When you have a moon in Taurus, it's all about what you value. Yes, it does have to do with tangible things. It has to do with okay, so I drive a 1995 Toyota. I'm perfectly fine. My car doesn't define me. It's inexpensive, it gets great gas mileage, and it's a Toyota, and they last forever. I'm very practical with my purchases. I don't, you know what? I don't need a car to make me feel good about me. Now, as I've stated before, I want a black Lexus. I've even had dreams where I smell me in this brand new car, this Lexus. So, yes, although I drive something extremely practical, I still see myself good enough to be in a black Lexus versus a old Toyota Camry. So, it's about setting that value to have tangible things that I think I deserve, you know, but they don't define me. If I don't have a black Lexus, I don't feel successful, because I do. I feel just fine if I don't have a black Lexus in my life. Like, I look at them, I dream about them, when I win the lottery in my head, I envision it. So understand that this energy today, I think with this moon in Saturn with this moon in Taurus and Saturn in Scorpio, scoring off with pleasure-seeking energies, how you love money, endeavors, creativity, how you communicate effectively, day-to-day work routines, day-to-day routines. I think we're just looking at everything as a whole. You know, Saturn wants us to take a look at everything that was revealed over this whole Saturn retrograde period in Scorpio. And it wants to say, you are at this level in your life. You are here because of you, okay? Not because of anybody else, not because of what anybody else did to you. Yes, people did bad things to you. Yes, 2012 and 2014 sucked ass. But you made choices to stay in relationships. You made choices to choose that partner. You made choices to settle. You made choices to lose your power in relationships. You did it and own it, right? That's what this is all about. Because we're here to ascend, advance. You know what? I had bad things happen to me, but I made those choices to get together and stay in those relationships and to seek jobs that were contracting jobs and not jobs that were jobs that would pay me benefits. I made a lot of choices that put me smack here today in my life, and I will make another choice that will put me in my life tomorrow. And don't think that I feel sorry for you for being in a situation that you don't have any power in. Look, if you lost your child in a death, you didn't make that choice for that to happen to you, right? But you make a choice every day not to overcome it, not to let it empower you in the memory of that person, not to, anytime you experience a loss or a death or anything that makes you feel less than worthy, we have the power to take a look at that and allow a rebirth in that loss. That we have that power. And that's what today is all about. The Sun in Leo is going to be trining off with Uranus and Aries. The Sun is your confidence, your inner strength. The ability to meet insurmountable odds comes from your core, comes from inside you, comes from your Sun, okay? It is going to be trining Uranus and Aries. So, if you are in a situation in your life where you feel you have lost your power, you have Uranus and Aries trining your inner core, allowing you to say, enough is enough, I'm better than this, I don't succumb to issues like this, and I stand up and I rise and I rebel against the stereotype or the issue or the thing that I'm going through. It is a very rebellious energy if you've ever met an Aquarius. It also allows you to be unique in your energy. You know what? If somebody wants you to be a specific type of person and you're not that person and you're losing your personal power because you're trying to mold and become that person to keep that person, guys, that's not empowerment. That's not authentic. The universe doesn't support an authentic energy. So you'll have a bunch of squares and very unpleasant energy today if you are trying to be something for somebody that you aren't authentically. Okay? We have your moon in Taurus sextiling Mars in Cancer today. So I want to talk about this because out of all the energies, this really popped to me. And so I think there's some power in today in progression. And we're talking about ascending. We're talking about using our predisposed wiring and our ability to ascend to the next level in our life, but it's going to be emotion based. Okay, logic tells me that I should just stop being in love with my ex. Okay, logic tells me that. Logic says there's nothing to hold on to anymore. Logic says he's moved on. Logic says that, it's taking away your personal power every day thinking about something you can't have. That's logic. That's all logic. But emotional has more power than logic. Emotional issues. It does. And as much as I want to say it doesn't, it does. And so in today, my emotions have to get on board with my logic. And so I think what you have to do is tap into your moon today and get persistent in your thought process. Get persistent in the thoughts that you can't control anything, right? We need to love who love us back. We need to move forward with the people and the things that add to our lives right now. We need to give control to the universe, and we need to say, you've got it. I'm okay. And we need to experience this life and value ourselves enough to overcome some of these situations on an emotional based level. We need to love ourselves. Okay, more than the need to please others, more than the need to mold to what others want, more than the need to have somebody in our lives that gives us that, that cancer-based picture of like, if I had that person, I would have, a house with a little picket fence, I'd have a dog and a kid. Like, it's not, this energies, I don't think, to me, are supporting that picture unless we love ourselves. So we've got work to do on the inside, and as we love ourselves, we draw to us others that love us, and that is just the reality. Another really amazing energy that pops to me today is Uranus in Aries is going to trine off with Venus in Leo. So, and we're talking about some revelations from our past relationships that help us on the inside become authentic to our own selves. Like, we need to start building ourselves up to be strong, independent. We need to be self-oriented to a degree where we stand up and we create healthy boundaries, and we walk away when we should. And so if you guys don't do that, because when you have Venus in Leo and you have Uranus and Aries trining each other, this is about self-love, self-fulfillment. This is about going after what you want. And it's very ego oriented and it's very past driven. I'm not going to say that it's not, because it is. And it's going to be in, okay, this person used to make me feel this way about myself, but I got to ask you guys, why don't you feel that way about yourself? Why does it take a person for you to feel that way about yourself? Why does it take somebody telling me I'm pretty for me to understand I'm pretty? Why not, when I look in the mirror, why don't I think I'm pretty? Why don't I see the impact that I have on others and my ability to make a difference in other people's lives? Why don't I see that until hundreds of people tell me that? Why don't I see that? Why don't I stand tall in those beautiful things that I have to give? I see them in me, but others validate me, right? In these thought processes. So I think what's going to happen is as you guys start adapting to these energies and they start getting in you and they start soaking up in you and you start to become powerful in your own inner being, that is when you make a channel and express yourself authentically, and you just do whatever the hell you want to do. And then you know what? As the law of attraction is, you're doing something you love. You're doing something that is completely authentic. You are reaching goals. You are sucking people to you in healthy ways instead of through fear-based ways or through unhealthy ways. So this energy to me is gorgeous. I am not saying it's not going to be a difficult day for some of you. I am almost guaranteeing that some of you will go through oppositions today. I want to say that you still are caught in escaping. Some of you may still be wanting to numb the pain of these lessons because you don't want to face them. Some of you want to hide. Some of you want to pretend delusionally like you're not feeling what you're feeling about yourself, that you have missed opportunities because you did it to yourself, that you have missed out on love of really good people because you did it to yourself, sweets. Yes, some of you are going to be caught in that, and if you're caught in that energy, then this week will hand you your butt again. Come on, guys. Don't you understand how energy works? The more you face everything and the more you try to modify it, the more that you attract ways to modify an energy that fills you up and adds something different. But guys, if you are caught in this escaping quality, then you're going to attract more dysfunction. You're going to attract the same types of difficult energies, the same difficult situations, the same relationships that you never win in. I mean, you make your choice. I want you to understand, I want you to see that every day is a choice. You get lost in who you are and how you see things. Every day is a choice to succumb to fear. But every day is an opportunity to do none of those things. It's to rise above. It's to conquer. It's to not settle. It's to go after what you want and think you deserve it. And every day is an opportunity to meet somebody new that fills you back up again and validate all the effort that you have been putting into turning your life around. Thank you guys so much for watching Annette's Astrology Corner, and I look forward to talking to you guys again tomorrow.